welcome to this week's podcast. I am Jonathan here with
Caden.
and
Austin.
There you go. Alright, so on the agenda this week, it'll be the weekly recap of everything happening in sports last week. And then NFL playoffs, Sarah Thomas, college basketball, and then we'll do the weekly question at the end. Okay, so we'll start off with the weekly recap. The predictions last week. You and Noah did not do so hot.
Hey, when I was sitting at home, I did good.
Yeah, because your team won.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you guys both guessed Alabama, or predicted that, and then you only got one right during the NFL playoffs. Was it did you guys pick Eagles, or was it?
No, you all
or
picked
was it-
Bears.
I said Bears.
You all
Who
picked
was
Bears.
it? Who was it then that you guys both got right?
I think it was.
Because Noah and you both picked Texans. 'Cause I only picked
Was it
Colts.
Chargers. Was it the
I
Chargers?
think it was Chargers.
Chargers over Ravens.
Yeah, it
No,
was
you guys both.
I said Ravens.
Yeah,
I said
both
Char-
you
I
guys
said-
said Ravens.
I don't know.
Cause I was the only. So do you guys say? I think all of us said Dallas.
Oh yeah, Dallas.
Who Dallas played?
Dallas played Seattle.
I think I said
Whatever.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guys can just go check the video. Well, yeah. The Eagles game.
That was my favorite game of the year. I love
The Eagles
that.
should have lost.
They
100%.
I was
should've.
I was on the floor, thinking about to pound the floor if he made that field
Oh,
goal.
did you see the Eagles fan that destroyed a TV?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He
so
thought they lost.
He thought that they lost because he was drunk.
Yeah.
So he went and he grabbed this TV that was like an older TV that was
Yeah.
next to the one that they were watching it on.
Yeah.
He started kicking it and punching it and everything, and then
No
slammed
way.
it on the ground. And it's like 50 plus
Yeah.
inches. It's huge. Just slams it down onto the ground,
That was-
shatters, and then his friend's like, "You know what they won?" He's like, "No, they didn't." Just freaking out. And they're like, "Yeah, see, they just won." He's like,
They shouldn't
Oh.
have won.
and then he like starts freaking out because he just broke a TV.
Oh, I would have freaked out if I broke my TV.
There was a Bears fan that broke a door, like
Oh,
just
I
tore it
watched that one
apart.
too. I watched that
I was
one
like,
too.
holy crap, dude.
I was looking up the memes the next day. That was funny.
Oh,
Icy kicker.
yeah, the Pepsi icing the kicker thing. That's one of my favorite. But no, it has been changed from a miss to a block now,
Yeah, because the
Wait.
one guy got a tip on it.
which that puts so much drag on the ball. People don't realize how much the slightest
Yeah.
difference in that ball, how much it will move.
Yeah, that ball went straight and then just curved right into the
Yep.
post. I would have bet money it would have been in.
Oh, easily. If it didn't
he
get
would have made
tipped.
that if it didn't get tipped.
It would have been close, but he would have made it for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. They have like a centimeter circle on one spot of the ball for a
Uh-huh.
perfect hit, and that's all. Like
They
they have to hit it there for it to be a perfect kick. Any variation off of that by even a millimeter, and that's gonna be a miss. So chill. Alright, well.
What?
Okay. But yeah, that game. I did say though, if the Eagles wanted to beat the Bears, they cannot let the Bears score on defense.
They didn't.
They
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
They didn't allow any points.
They
And
had a couple sacks.
no one can really be blaming Parkey for losing the game because he scored more points than the offense.
No, yeah, but 42
scored-
yards, John. Like, if the Eagles kicker would have done that, I would have been mad too.
Yeah, I'm just saying they can't blame it on him because he scored more points than their entire offense all night.
Yeah.
He scored 9 of their 15 points.
He not.
Okay, that game, the first time that Watson lost by more than a touchdown since high school was against the Colts, losing by 2 touchdowns. Literally the first time since his high school
That
career.
he's lost by. a
They
touchdown.
lost by more than a touchdown, more than 7 points.
Are you serious?
I'm not
I
joking.
did not know that.
Yeah, it is one of the weirdest streaks in football.
7 points?
He has lost every game since high school that he's lost
Huh?
by 7 or less points until they lost to the Colts in the playoffs this year.
That's crazy.
It's is crazy.
He's been in the league for 2 years. That's 6 years. That's 6 years he hasn't worked.
At least.
Was he a senior when he left Clemson?
It might be 7 years then.
It could be.
Even 6.
That's still quite a
That's
bit.
something. Especially playing on not stellar teams. Like they're good teams, but not stellar.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
would-
didn't the Texans his first year there like only win 3 games or something like that?
I think they won more than that.
They didn't win a ton at least.
Well, they didn't win a ton, but he also did get injured.
Yeah. However, that's still an amazing streak
Yeah.
to have. Alabama. They
Roll
got
Tide.
killed.
I did not watch that game, but when I saw the
I didn't
score,
watch it
I thought
either.
something was messed
I
up.
thought kickoff was an hour later than it actually was, so I went to go check what time kickoff was happening, and they were already at the end of the first half. And Clemson had just scored, and I'm like, well, I'm not watching
Did
this game
Tua,
anymore.
did Tua play the whole game, or I heard it's coming?
I don't think so. I think Jalen could.
Oh,
I have no
because that's what they did last year.
Is Jalen a left end?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting that big of a blowout. I was hoping a blowout like that, but I was definitely thinking it was going to come down to the wire, not like, yeah, we're going to be able to put in our third strings and we're still going to be beating you.
Yeah.
In the national championship game. What the heck? I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No, maybe Alabama was on the fall. It's hard to say, but that would kind of be nice. Cause
That'd
It,
be
it would be very nice.
it's like
As
the
long as
Patriots.
Clemson doesn't become the next Alabama.
No, yeah.
then
I,
we're
I
good.
like to see different.
Yeah, I want to see different stuff every year.
Yeah,
Because
it's kind of getting.
I
more
just
into-
am getting sick of seeing Alabama like, oh, they're in the national title. They're
Alabama.
in the national title.
Mhm.
Oh, they lost. But then that team won the national title.
Yeah.
Oh, they lost the national title. Oh my gosh, they lost the national title.
Let's get Arkansas in there. I would like to see Arkansas.
Funny.
Like that. Yeah.
Funny, man. Okay, so Purdue got killed by Michigan State in basketball.
Yeah.
I'll go green,
Yeah, go green
but
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan against, was it
I-
Indiana?
I didn't.
Last
night.
night? Huh?
Last night?
No, 2 nights ago, I think.
I think it was Indiana. They put it on
Yeah.
last night.
Well, Indiana's ranked number 21.
What is Michigan right now? Are they one?
They're still
2?
second.
Because
that-
Duke.
I did not know they were that good.
Yeah, they're
I-
good.
Yeah,
I-
they're,
I-
what are they,
16
16 0? Yeah.
I,
And
I
Duke
turned
is
on the game and
15
it said
1.
2, and I was like, what happened? Duke 16 and 1.
No,
15
they're
and 1.
15 and 1, and
Michigan's
Michigan's
like-
16
There's
and
only
0.
2 undefeated teams, I think.
Wait.
2 or 3.
Wait, did Western, or did West Virginia lose them? Yeah, it was West Virginia that's undefeated, and Houston.
I don't think
Because
so.
Houston, I don't think lost. I'm pretty sure they killed who they played.
I don't think.
The other night. But
Houston
Yeah.
undefeated. What's Houston?
Like,
what
rank, like-
conference?
No, like what rank?
We're ranked the 14th, I want to say.
Yeah, they're not that
14th or 15th, and then West Virginia 8th or 9th. But those were the 3 undefeated teams last I checked for those guys. Yeah. Any other sports really missed?
high.
Oh, isn't Blake Griffin injured right now, or did he just not play last night?
They rested him.
Oh, okay. But they got
So-
killed. Oh, who was it? Spurs and was it Oklahoma City last night? Final score was like
It was the
147. It was something.
140.
It was
It was
147
double 10.
to like 138 or
Is that
something.
like
Yeah.
one of the highest scoring games in history?
I think it's the highest scoring regular season game. Because the highest scoring game is an All-Star game,
Yeah,
like
this is
170 something to 170
Oh yeah,
something.
Well,
But
all
regular
singers
season
really don't
game-
count.
Yeah, because it's like I'm not gonna play defense. I'm just gonna let them score and hope that we score more.
Let them do flashy dunks.
You know, let's do slam dunk competition stuff during the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Tried dunking at the game.
Who
Yeah.
did?
Logan.
Kind of.
Yeah, hit the back of the rim.
Shh.
That'd have been amazing if you did.
You just imitate me now.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think there are any other
I don't think
sports.
there's any other key things that I know
No.
sports. Just the
Nothing to
playoffs are on.
Oh, the 76ers lost the other night when they had like a 98% chance to win the game. I forget who they were playing, but just looking at the matchup, I was like, the other team's going to get killed, and then they ended up winning by 6. I was very surprised by that, but it is the NBA.
That happens.
It is professional sports.
Like,
Anything happens.
When the Warriors went on their like 25 or whatever win streak, like 2 or 3 years ago, right?
I don't
lost,
pay
like,
that close
They lost like
attention.
to the Bucks, and I was like, they lost to the Bucks. It's
Yeah,
really-
and now the Bucks are a powerhouse.
Yeah, the Bucks are a powerhouse. I didn't know until like.
Yeah, I don't pay that much
recently.
attention to
Oh,
NBA, but
No, yeah.
I know.
I'm all in
but-
it
When
though.
James Harden got hit in the face.
When?
Yeah. So, who was it?
It was Giannis, whatever his name.
Giannis.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was trying to
him.
pass the ball.
He backed up the guy, and they went to pass the ball to a guy in 3,
Yeah.
and he held on to the ball too long when he went like that to throw it,
So
and it
it's-
hit James Harden in the face, bounced back to him. He passed it out to a guy, and the guy hit the 3.
It was fast. Like he threw that.
Yeah, it was
hard.
like bam, boom, boom, right back to him.
What James do was he?
He
did-
just
He
fell on
fell
the
around.
floor.
Oh.
He got nailed in the face with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he was
He-
about halfway from the lane to the 3,
Uh-huh.
and the guy who threw it was on the other side of the lane,
Uh-huh.
and it hit off his head and went back to the other side of the lane. And if he didn't
Was it-
touch it, it probably was going out.
Yeah.
Like, he threw that with a lot of
Whipped it.
force.
Yeah.
I had to watch that a few times because I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
I like watched it 3 times before I realized it actually hit him in the face.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, did he fake it or what?
That
And
ball
then
probably-
yeah.
they throw that hard. Though.
Oh, yeah.
I would not want to be on the receiving end of that anyway.
I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of
The
any
pass. I wouldn't
of
want to be on
any-
the pass. My hands would
of
be
any
broken.
projectile, like ball or puck from any professional athlete. I would not be.
Oh, I would
not
like to
be on the
catch a
receiving.
football pass. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that one would probably be the easiest.
Like a lob over the shoulder. I'd love to get that.
A baseball
If a quarterback. That'd be sweet.
Nah, I mean,
I was gonna. Well, it depends on who's throwing or if you're getting it hit.
For
But-
what, baseball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hockey, I
would
would
never
not
do
want
that.
to be in the way of that.
No.
That goes over 120 miles per hour. I'm not getting in the
Especially,
way of that.
imagine that getting under the mask.
Yeah.
Like, that's happening.
No, the guys who dive in front of the puck when they aren't the goalie and get nailed in the side
Oh, yeah.
on a slap shot. I'm like, dude, how are you taking that?
They
hit?
gotta.
And then they'll get up
bruise
and they'll
for
skate
forever.
down the ice, and then they'll play another like 3 minutes before their line gets switched out. And then they'll go back in and they play like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Like,
they're-
dude, how
they're
do you
tough.
take that
You
hit?
got. You have to be tough to
Well,
play hockey.
Well, yeah, you're always getting slammed into boards and stuff. But,
Yeah.
oh, 120
That
plus
hurt.
mile per hour, and that puck
Yeah.
is so small.
Yeah.
And it's dense. That has to.
That is correct.
Like, I've been hit with a baseball, but it wasn't moving that speed. And
So
that.
did I, John.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 'cause I hit you with it. I remember that.
That hurt.
Oh yeah. He's only
It was
going
an
like
off-speed
60
pitch,
miles an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. And that thing's going at like 120. And it's that much smaller and that much more dense.
Mhm.
It's that much smaller.
No, you know what I mean.
A hockey puck is bigger than.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, moving on from that,
That was
we'll go to our NFL playoffs. Well, we already did the recap for that.
Mm-hmm.
So this week they'll be adding in the Saints, the Rams, Patriots, and the Chiefs to play the winners of the wild card rounds. And yeah, on the predictions, I guess. Noah, as you can tell, is not here today
Yeah.
because he had something come up. But he gave me his predictions, and his predictions is Eagles win against the Saints.
That's smart.
You're
Yeah,
so
that's
smart.
a good take.
Not smart.
Yeah, that's very smart.
No.
Yeah.
The Eagles are not going to be the same.
Oh, that's what you said
Cowboys
for the Bears,
losing to
too.
the Rams. Okay.
Okay,
But-
That, they should have won. They should have won.
I also said
Yeah,
that if they can keep the
but
Bears.
the Eagles had 2 dropped interceptions at least. They had a fumble that like laid on the ground. That was the weirdest play ever. And then they had 2 interceptions in field goal range.
No, the weirdest play ever was the blocked field goal.
That wasn't weird. That was just
That was
crazy.
weird.
That
It
was
hit the
weird.
upright and the crossbar. It's the first
That's
time that's happened in a playoff game, or maybe
Maybe
in
I've
general.
seen that happen before.
No, that's not.
It's not.
Not
It's not very.
It's in the
I've-
playoffs, probably.
I've seen that before.
SB Nation did something on it where they were like, "That's a first or something like that."
Probably
In the playoffs, probably.
Probably.
Probably
I
playoffs,
remember
but-
doing that.
Even so, that he couldn't even, like, he can try to hit that again. Like,
Oh,
you
I
could
know,
kick it
he
100 plus
could.
times and you're not getting it to bounce like that again.
And it all came down to where that ball hit the crossbar because stuff hit on the other side that was going in.
Well, really, it came down to how the guy tipped it.
Yeah. Wait. It would have been better if he would just straight up blocked it. That would have made me less stressed for the split seconds that it was there.
But it made it more entertaining.
Yeah, true.
But then it also made it more frustrating.
Yeah, it made me happy. It made
Of
my
course, it
personal
makes you
week.
happy.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
Bears should have won.
No.
But
Eagles had too many
The-
misses.
the Bears don't have that good of an offense at all. They're all defense, and their defense got shut down.
Yeah.
Most of their points come off of defense,
Yeah.
or are set up by the defense.
If the
And if
Eagles-
you're setting up a field goal off of defense and that's it,
Yeah.
you're not winning the game that way. But the Saints have a decent defense and they have a strong offense, both run and pass wise.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be a good game.
it will be a good game. It's not going to be a blowout.
No.
But
The Saints are going to win. 100%.
I don't think the Eagles' defense can contain the Saints' offense.
No,
I
they'll be
just
fine.
think the Saints are going to rack up too many points.
If the Eagles can keep their offense down and just drive the ball like they did against the Bears, just slowly and get to field goal range, we'll be fine.
Well, even so, let's say the Saints get 31 points in the game, which is very reasonable because they average, I think, 35 a game or something like that.
Yeah.
It might be lower now because
We need to keep them less than 20.
but if you can get 31
Yeah,
points,
that's hard.
I don't think the Eagles on their defense are going to be able to score that many points against them.
If the
They
Saints-
might be able to, but I don't think so.
If the Saints can get over 20 points, it's gonna be a tough time. But if we can keep them under 20 points, we'll be fine.
Yep, and again, it just comes down to how are you going to play defense.
Yeah, we had the right game plan against the Bears, but
If you guys win playoffs, it should be
yeah,
You can put.
No,
yeah,
I'm saying
but-
like, but the jerseys.
you still depressed that the Lions didn't make it.
Eagles.
Yeah.
And then there's the Lions.
Okay, so back to Noah's predictions here.
Yep.
The Rams will beat the Cowboys. Chiefs beating the Colts.
And
that one's second. And Chargers beating Patriots. Okay, so can you
Yeah,
do predictions first?
yeah.
So I'll-
As you can tell, I agree with Noah. Eagles will beat the Saints for sure. But I think I know the Rams will win. The Rams are better than the Cowboys, but the Cowboys win, I'll be fine. Because I would like to see another Eagles versus Cowboys matchup. Because Eagles have lost twice to them, and it'd be nice just to get them out of the playoffs. And then who else we got? Chiefs and Colts. Yeah, Chiefs winning for sure. Chiefs are too good.
I'm trying to find
then,
where I
uh,
put the bracket.
And then Chargers will not beat the Patriots. Patriots are going, and then the Chiefs will beat them. But Patriots will beat the Chargers for sure.
One second. Where's the
I'm looking
bracket?
at the bracket.
I'm trying to grab the bracket that I have.
How far is it back?
Here we go. So, that's the wrong bracket.
Come on, John.
Whatever. We'll go with that one.
Yeah.
As I find it.
Patriots.
So, yeah. Eagles, Saints.
Yep.
And Dallas, Rams.
Yep. Colts.
Colts and Chiefs. And Chargers and Patriots.
I did not think the Colts would make the playoffs.
They,
Oh, I thought they were.
I didn't think they were. I underestimated Andrew Luck for sure.
Don't underestimate.
Yeah, I didn't think he
Andrew
was
Luck.
that good of a quarterback, but he is.
Oh, he's a really solid quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's
I
just-
realized that.
He's just not renowned or known as one of the elites in
No.
the league, for sure. But you wanna go next or me?
Oh.
Okay.
I
Eagles,
think
Saints.
the Saints are going to be the Eagles.
Yes, I
Focus on the task at hand.
It's awkward.
Yeah.
The Rams over the Cowboys. I'm gonna say the Colts over the Chiefs.
The Colts over the Chiefs.
And then how about Chargers, Patriots?
Chargers, Patriots. Chargers.
Yeah, I'm thinking same thing. with
Really?
you on some of these. Not on all of it.
I just can't.
Actually, it might be on all of it.
I can't see how the Chargers will beat the Patriots. Chargers are solid, but I don't think they'll beat the Patriots.
No, I'm thinking Saints and Rams both move on. So it's gonna be Saints beating Eagles, Rams beating Cowboys, and then
I think they're.
Chiefs and Colts is going to be close. I'm not sure. So I'll say Chargers over Patriots for sure. I've been saying that they have a great roster, and they have probably the best roster in the league.
Who was that again?
The Chargers and the Patriots, they just don't have. They're losing their threats pretty fast.
Yeah.
Now,
Gordon's out, right?
yeah, Gordon's gone
he's
from
gone.
the league. Last I knew, he's gone from the league.
He got
Pretty sure
busted
he is.
again, didn't he?
He wanted to focus on personal things, and he resigned from his spot.
Mm-hmm.
But then it violated one of the No, it violated a team policy and then an NFL policy also. So he had to give up that. Oh.
Enough money.
Yeah, that's true. But Colts Chiefs.
I really haven't paid much attention to the Colts. I really.
I'm not sure on this one. Chiefs. I think Chiefs are going to put up more points. That's going to be what it comes down to is who can put up the most points. Well, of course, but I think it's going to come down to the fact that the Chiefs have a faster offense than the Colts.
Yeah, the Chiefs got a pretty good offense.
But if the Colts can do what they did the last few weeks and just play really good defense, and then, well, yeah, just good defense, they're golden
Yeah.
against them. But, yeah. So, Sarah Thomas,
That's pretty cool.
the first female ref in the NFL, and now the first female ref to ref
But
a playoff game when she'll be
Is she the
reffing.
only ref? Female ref?
I think
Pretty
so.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too. I don't remember seeing any other ones.
I've never actually seen a game where she has ref
I thought about
before.
one.
Sir?
I thought about one message in the group chat last night.
I don't know what you said, but I'm fine.
But yeah, what do you guys think about
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it is cool.
a
too.
female?
Yeah,
I
it's-
think there's no reason that they shouldn't be allowed to.
No.
They can do the
Yeah.
same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, if you want to be, I guess, sexist and say that football is only for men and only men should be reffing and playing, that's the only thing that I can find that anyone would disagree with this. She works just as hard as everyone else for
No
this.
problem with it. No problem.
I don't either. Okay. So yeah, she's deserving of it because she worked just as hard as all the guys in it. And yeah, personally, I think more females can do it because the NFL is hurting for refs right now. They just need refs in general, but there are so many females out there that I bet you could do it. They just haven't. Go do it.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose by going and applying. Worst that happens is that they say no and you're in the same spot you are now. Best case scenario, you're reffing for the NFL. Yeah. Nothing to lose right there. Okay. So college basketball. We kind of touched on this earlier, but I know that you don't agree with Duke being number one versus Michigan being number
I
one.
mean, it makes sense though.
They've had a harder schedule.
Who'd they lose to?
They lost to Gonzaga,
Was Gonzaga ranked?
5.
5 right now. They were 3 at the time, and Duke was 2.
Okay.
Or I'm pretty sure it was either 2 and 4 or 2 and 3. But, and they only lost by 2 points. So
Yeah.
they've been playing shutdown defense, and they've been playing hard schedule. There've been some teams that have been on both schedules have been really easy teams,
Mhm.
but they've been showing a lot more dominance. I feel like than anybody else,
Duke's a very
and
dominant team.
Duke usually is. So,
Yeah, Duke's always up there.
so
You can't really think of college basketball without thinking of Duke as one of the top teams.
that's very true. Them, Michigan State, Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas. I don't know about Michigan State, but Kansas for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say Michigan State's come on, but I wouldn't say the most
Like-
dominant team. over
Like
the past-
currently,
They used to be really good.
Yeah.
even now, they've had a few
They're
years that were not the greatest, like the last few years.
Yeah.
But even so, I think it was 3 years ago. Oh dang! It was 2015 that I'm thinking of, and it's 2019 now. So 4 years ago, what they made the Final Four, and then the year after that, I'm pretty sure. No, was the year after that the year that they lost to Middle Tennessee?
I have no idea.
I think it was.
Michigan State.
So
Well, it was just so big because Middle Tennessee was 15.
Mo Wagner's not at Michigan anymore.
He plays for the Lakers.
Yeah, I did not know that. I literally was playing NBA and it's Mo Wagner. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, did you hear that that Mark D'Antonio had a press conference yesterday where he reassigned a whole bunch of coaches, everything. There'll be a new offensive coordinator for Michigan State next year. And the offensive coordinators have been moved to line and tight end, I believe.
Wow.
And U of M now has a new offensive coordinator. He used to be the co-offensive coordinator at Alabama. So that'll be interesting because that very possibly could be the missing piece that they have.
One of my dad's friends actually just got promoted to head coach of Appalachian State.
Really?
Mhm.
Appalachian State?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I think it's Appalachian State. I don't know, but I thought that was just really cool.
That is actually really cool. Well, yeah, big shakeups in both basketball. I guess we've just transitioned from basketball to college football, but okay, because you said that Michigan State, you don't think of them as one of the dominant
no.
teams.
Well, like when I think of
Or-
like college
Oh,
basketball, I
UCLA.
do not think of Michigan
UCLA.
State.
That's
I think of Duke and Kansas. Those are like the two
How
main.
about Kentucky?
I think it was
Kentucky
Gonzaga.
too, yeah, that one too.
They
But like
Gonzaga.
those are like the dominant teams that have been dominant like consistently.
In the last few years, it's been Xavier and Villanova. Of course, Villanova because they won back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Duke,
Gonzaga,
Kentucky, and Kansas. I'm pretty sure I say Gonzaga.
Yeah.
If not, then
maybe you did.
Gonzaga is, but they aren't also. Like they're a solid team, but they usually get placed in a bracket where then they face another solid team,
Yeah.
like a Duke or a Kentucky or a Kansas type of thing, or a Villanova.
What's
So-
Michigan State right now?
6, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. No, it's gonna be a
I
dogfight
don't pay
between them
attention
and
to
U
that
of M
much.
for the number one
Have they played each other?
spot. No, they
That's-
don't play
that's
till
gonna be a good
February.
game.
They
That's
play
gonna be-
2 times in February.
That's gonna be good games.
Yeah. I think Michigan State and Michigan's the last game of the regular season, too. You're there second to last. And it's going to be coming down to that game probably.
What if Michigan goes undefeated? Just like they won't, but it'd be cool.
No team has ever gone undefeated in the since the 64 team tournament in 1985. No team has gone undefeated and won the national title. So I would not want to be undefeated. I would want to have a loss or two in there, especially to keep your guys in check and be like, yeah, we're not
That'd-
guaranteed the win. You guys still can lose.
Yeah, they have to get the right.
You have to have a loss or two in there, so that you have that mentality of we're actually vulnerable and we can lose. Because otherwise you get too cocky
Mhm.
about stuff. But yeah, I guess we can all answer the question of who are the big teams that you think of. I guess all time, like just when you think of college basketball, what are the teams that you think of? Like of the big names, not just Big Ten type thing.
So, let's see, Kansas,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Duke,
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of other one.
No,
It's-
Duke's the main one right off the bat.
Yeah,
Duke's
I've-
always been the sticking point
Even though
for us.
UCLA was a big powerhouse.
I never think of
long-
UCLA.
I actually
Well,
forgot.
honestly.
they lost. They won like 10 NCAA championships in a row, or something like
Who was
that.
this?
Huh?
When was this?
It was back in the 70s,
Oh, okay.
but 60s into 70s. It actually might have been more than 10,
Probably.
but they were super dominant.
Mhm.
So I kind of think of them too, but because they're more of a basketball school opposed to any other sport, but they haven't been as dominant like in the past few years.
You're not a name
But-
team anymore.
They're not really. But when you think of college basketball, that is definitely a team that I think of. Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, Xavier, Villanova also spring to mind.
That's what it was, Xavier. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Gonzaga,
Arkansas.
definitely not.
Hey, they won a
Michigan
national
State.
championships, Pat.
When?
Or is that football? Forget that.
um,
One of the football next year.
I guess also Michigan,
Yeah, I was just saying.
but
They've been getting better than the last
Yeah.
few years.
yeah, Michigan is kind of an up and down. Like, do you really think of them? I don't particularly think of them when I'm thinking of college basketball as more like the big teams, but they definitely are there.
They're there.
For them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the same situation with Michigan State in my mind. Like they're there, but they're not like
Yeah.
big.
So. Yeah. Any other sports stuff that you want to talk about before we ask the weekly question?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay. So, weekly question is, expand on this. Do you want it to be college players that, like, included, even if they didn't go to the NFL, or just
Just
NFL?
NFL.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
that'll probably make it easier. But,
Yeah.
Okay. But some guys go to the CFL, which is why I said that.
Johnny Manziel.
He did play in the
tried.
NFL.
He
Yeah,
tried the
he did.
NFL.
So-
and that.
You could say him. He did play in the NFL. Okay, so the question is, what is your favorite player, like position player of QB, running back, wide receiver, and tight end, all time? Can include current players,
Are those
for,
just the-
but you can only select one.
Are those just the players, or is those like a team? Is that like a team? or
It's
is it-
only that position.
is that-
You can
okay,
only
just-
select
just
one
those
guy as your all-time favorite per that position.
That's gonna be hard.
I already got mine. What is it?
You already got yours?
Quarterback,
Tight end.
wide receiver, running back, and tight end. I would say we could do fullback, but there aren't a ton of fullbacks.
No, I really don't.
Fullback is not.
It's a dying breed. So in our lifetime, there haven't been very many notable,
no, because it's starting to get too
Fullback.
super
'Cause-
fast paced and not as
because
more common.
you either put in another tight end there. Michigan knows how that works out. They fumble. Or you put in a big running back,
Yeah.
which is pretty much what a fullback is.
But the offense styles changed so much and more into a fast pace.
Yeah, but now with the bigger running backs, it's literally just a bigger running back. He has almost the same speed.
Yeah.
Versus a big man who can hold on to that ball and just plow through guys.
That's changed because it used to be like that where they
Yeah.
get like 3 or 4 yards and that they would just pound them.
Yeah, it's just smash mouth right
Yeah.
up the middle with them. That's
There-
what it used to be, but it's a dying breed. I think there are only 6 or 8 of them in the league right now. Like, you don't see them anymore because
And there's like
a lot of high
I
school
really
and
can't
college
think-
teams aren't using fullback anymore because
Mm-hmm.
it's expanded to more of a passing game versus a run.
or speed run. It's
Yeah.
more speed for sure.
Speed versus just
Power
power.
versus yard gains. More like
Trying
a big
to
play.
spring,
Yeah.
trying to spring big plays versus just consistent running.
Yeah.
That's what it's moved to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants to start off?
I'm gonna say the thing. It's out.
Well, we can start off with a position, and then all three of us say it, and then work that way if you want. You want to start with quarterback?
Yeah,
Because
quarterback.
I think we can all answer that one.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we can start with Austin.
All right.
And give you
I'll think.
Yeah, Austin,
Um,
favorite quarterback of all time.
Matt Stafford.
No.
I didn't know you were gonna say that.
No, my Stafford stinks.
I wonder who I'm going to say also.
Johnny Manziel.
No, it's gonna be Drew Brees. I love that dude.
That is the guy I argue for with my dad of the greatest of all time.
He is the GOAT.
My dad says Tom Brady. I say Drew Brees. We argue about that all the time. So that's
Well,
probably who
you
I
know
have
what?
Because Drew is a
Look
really
at
good
look at the
quarterback.
stats. Drew has so many more stats. He's played less time in the league.
Yes.
And the only thing Tom Brady has going for him is that he has more rings, but he's also always had a star-studded team,
Mm-hmm.
which is proven by, what is it now, 10, 16, something like that, AFC North championships in a row. From it's something like that, 10, something
I would
ridiculous.
hate to be in the AFC North.
Yeah, because it's almost impossible to win.
Yeah. Unless, I wonder how long Brady's got left.
Year or two.
Yeah, it's not long.
I honestly, like, this isn't even, like, I want this, but I'm also thinking, honestly, I don't think he's going beyond this year. I'd be surprised if
Brady?
he plays next year.
Or Breeze.
Brady.
Oh, I could see Breeze retiring if they get to the Super Bowl.
If they win.
No, I could see
no.
if Breeze wins the Super Bowl, he's retiring.
No, he loves the game too much.
You really think so?
Oh, yeah. I'm reading his book right now.
Well, yeah.
He loves the game too
How
much.
old is he now?
What?
Up towards 40.
I forget. He's late 30s.
Yeah.
I think.
That's.
But
he's
then
getting close.
again, Tom Brady's mid 40s.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Well, like late, early, or early mid 40s,
Mhm.
right in there, like 42, 43, somewhere in there. And Drew is like 3-4 years younger than him.
Mhm.
He could easily do it. And Drew hasn't had like a ton of stars on his team either to like help him out, and he still is making plays. He has the record for, he broke his own record this year for completion percentage in the season,
What do you have this year?
like a 74.5 or something like that. Insane.
That
Um,
is insane.
And the previous record was like 69.5 or something, or 69.4, something like that. Also held by him. He has the most career yards. He's second or third on touchdowns in a career. He has all of these stats,
But got one ring.
but only one ring. But
That's most people's
That-
argument. Brady is the rings.
yeah, that's because it's not a one-man show. It's a full team thing.
Yeah.
And the Patriots just have a great star-studded team, great roster, or they usually do. So that helps out so much. But yeah, the only way to really compare quarterbacks, I feel like, is by looking at their stats. Unless it's like a really bad team that they're around, and that's why they're bad. Like, what springs to mind really quick would be the Browns in the last few years, or
Mayfield's amazing.
well, Mayfield's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the Manziels and everything. Well, Manziel wasn't amazing. But like Eli Manning, he doesn't have the great stats,
But
but
he also
his
has
team's also not that good right
Yeah.
now.
He's got
When he had the team around him, he was good. But
like
that, and he's also near the end of
Like
his career.
like
too.
Sam Darnold. Like the Jets did horrible this year, didn't they? They only got like 2 wins.
Something.
More
They,
than-
they had more than that.
Okay, but like he's good, but like he doesn't. Have
He doesn't have the team. Yeah.
He does not
So-
have the team.
That's the only exception to comparing stats.
Mhm.
I feel like you have to compare stats.
Yeah.
On that, because rings don't say anything, or don't say everything. It's not a one-man show. You could be an O lineman that's played on 5 Super Bowl teams,
Mhm.
but you could be sitting bench, and you still get the ring.
Yeah.
You could be the 4th string quarterback. Well, okay, we'll say 3rd string because the 4th string's like punter
Mhm.
or kicker usually.
Quarterback.
We'll say 3rd string quarterback. You haven't taken a snap all year. You're still getting the ring.
Mhm.
You could be absolutely terrible. But yeah. Who? Okay, I'm giving you tons of time now to think about this. Who do you think the best quarterback? Or who's your favorite quarterback?
Someone that like like a lot like you. Since I was like 2008, 2009, I like the Saints, so I have to say Breeze because
Yeah, you're from that area.
like that's what
or
it's,
you're
I'm from
more
that
from that
vicinity.
area.
Yeah,
So it makes
Arkansas,
sense.
so that's like right next to it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
right nearby. It makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
to like to say.
Yeah, and yeah, I always argue with my dad. Like I said, Brady or Breeze, and Breeze is who I see is always the greatest.
I say put almost any quarterback on that team and they're going to succeed. You could put Blake Bortles on the Patriots
Nah.
and I bet you they would still make the playoffs guaranteed. Guarantee you.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed with Blake Bortles on that team instead of Tom Brady, they would still be making the playoffs.
Brady's good.
Brady's good.
Brady's
I'm not
good.
saying he's not good.
Brady's good.
But that team, you could
that
put
team,
almost
yeah.
any quarterback.
Plus he's got
Not any quarterback, but you could put a lot of quarterbacks.
he's got one of
into
the
that
best
role.
coaches ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
Very
I think
good coach,
Belichick does make that team.
And
great.
he's also going to be retiring soon.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
What's going to happen with Gronk when Brady retires? Because he said that he wasn't getting traded. Because if he gets traded, he retires. But he's not with Brady. What happens when Brady retires? 'Cause Brady's been in the league over twice as long as him. What happens then?
He's
He's
gonna
gonna go to commercials.
He just does commercials.
Yeah.
Just does the Tide ads.
Yeah.
This tiny Tide Pod will clean all of this stuff.
What time is it?
Including clearing up my relationship status with
Okay.
Tom Brady after he retired. Yeah. So, running back? Favorite all time? Austin?
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Really?
Really? Yeah, that's
Why?
different.
Just like the guy or what?
I used to like the 49ers.
Oh, yeah. Didn't think of that.
And he was really good at Madden, so.
Oh, yeah. He was. No, he got mad at me on my Madden franchise because I traded some guys to the team he was on, and then they dropped him, and then because he's old, I signed him, and then I traded him to Philadelphia because I needed a center, because mine got hurt for like 9 weeks, and then he was so mad at me, like you know how they have the fake social media accounts and whatever. He
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, I'm so sad. I really thought I was going to finish out my career in Detroit and everything. I had him for 2 weeks."
Yeah, that.
And he,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Great, now you're trying to make me feel bad about trading
Well, you
you."
should. Gore is good.
Gore is good. He is a solid player. Like, nearing the end of his career, but he has had a solid career. But I don't think he's won any rings. Has he? No, because
No,
the
he has.
49ers lost
Yeah,
the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have any rings. You think he's gonna play next year or retire?
He's retired.
I was gonna say he's really old.
Doesn't he have like a? Is it him who's got like a son coming up or something? Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh, wait turn.
Oh, now I have to really think about this.
You don't do mine.
You can if you have yours ready.
Well, I got my favorite in the league right now. Very underrated in my opinion. I really like him. Corey Clement. I like Corey Clement.
Oh yeah.
He is underrated in my opinion. That's my favorite in the league. For sure.
I can see why too.
Yeah, I like Corey.
Oh. I want to say Barry Sanders, but at the same time, I feel like
You're just saying that.
I feel like there's someone else
Oh, you feel like there's someone else better.
that I think is
Walter
better.
Payton.
Walter Payton, great guy. He has the Man of the Year award named after him.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, Young Stars. Okay, so the camera that we were using just died on us, so we have to resume this on my phone.
Yeah.
So if you notice that the camera is different in our angle, that is why that happened. But back to what I was saying, Saquon Barkley. That is who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. I love that dude.
Yeah, he's good. He's gonna
Yep.
he's gonna be good. He's gonna be.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna stay with Giants his whole career? Maybe.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure. They have to make some moves if they want him to stay.
All right. You want to rapid fire the rest?
Okay. So we have wide receiver and tight end
Yep.
left.
I'll go
Okay.
with my receiver, Marcus Colston.
Who did he play
Marquise-
for?
The Saints. Marquise Colston. Are you serious?
No, the name sounds so familiar.
Saints. He played. He played like he retired a couple of years ago. That's a little while ago, but that's fine.
Yeah, it sounds so familiar. If
Mhm.
I would see a picture, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know the guy.
My favorite is Herman Moore.
Oh yeah.
John.
Oh, I really like Galladay. I know, I honestly do. I
He's pretty
like
good.
Galladay.
Oh. Take the third.
He's young and yeah, I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Tanner.
so yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Tanner.
So tight end, Nate Burleson.
Yeah.
Easily.
I like Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
I like how both of us pick Lions players.
Yeah. Tight end. There's just been so many. I'm not really a big tight end fan.
Oh.
Who you thinking? You can.
I just saw another wide receiver, Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay. Tight end. If I had to pick one that came straight to my mind was either Tony Gonzalez or Antonio Gates.
Oh yeah, Gate.
Those two came straight to my mind.
Yeah.
All right.
So wrapping this up then.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I think we got all of it.
I think we got all of it, and next week we'll have the results of the playoffs.
Eagles will be moving on.
No, they won't.
No.
Yeah.
Saints will be winning.
All right.
Saints will be going on, and I'll be super happy.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see.
Bye.
All right. See y'all next week.